Everybody, this is Malaya,
And this is Sephora.
and we are here today to give you an update. Now, Sephora wanted to talk about some things that were going on in Dimona. She lives in Dimona and she knows what's going on, and she's going to talk a little bit about that. Then later on, I'm going to respond to an email that I received that I felt was worth sharing.
Okay, well, in Dimona now, it's a lot of talk about housing. And it was really, it always worried me when it always bothered me when I heard that they were talking about housing. You know, after being told that we're receiving housing, we were putting our money in toward housing, and then never no housing. And every excuse that was made was always nothing in return, just keep paying and never no houses. And now suddenly the talk about housing is like the housing is right there. We're signing up for them at the area. They actually got bulldozers and we're ready to get this housing project on the ground. Now, the strange thing about it is there are several points that I would like to touch upon. The first one would be I'm going to use rumor, because I don't want no one to say that's not correct. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Okay. The rumor is that you pay 16,000 shekels to get your name on the list, and you can be a part of the housing project.
Okay, now 16,000 shekels is close to like $4,000, right? Somewhere around here.
And this message that I'm talking about tonight is for the saints that live here in Dimona. So they know what 16,000 shekels is in Israel. 16,000 shekels after some of us, like I had 9 children, and I know that I paid, I can't even imagine what it would feel like for me to see someone who pays 16,000 shekels and they receive a new home, could sign for a new home, when after I paid over 100,000 shekels and didn't receive anything.
Okay.
You know, and then now, not to say that I want to be a part of the project anymore, because I've left the community, and I'm not saying that, but I haven't received any money back. You know, you don't like it, you left, you're not a part of this anymore, and you chose to leave, and I chose to leave, but I'm still concerned about those who stayed, because, you know, I mean, we was in this together, and I'm afraid that now you're ready to pay 16,000 shekels, and I really, personally, don't believe that they're about to get housing, but just say if they are, I could be wrong. 16,000 shekels is getting you what? Exactly what are you going to get for the 16,000 shekels? Now, this is the rumor. The rumor is that finally the housing project has taken its launch. It's about to actually go down. There's been a sign put up. There have been people saying that they paid their 16,000. They're on the list. There have been others considering paying the 16,000 so that they can be on the list. And all of a sudden, we're hearing that everything is ready. Now they're just worried, what are they going to do with these bodies? What bodies? Oh, you didn't know? They're talking about building a new community on top of the cemetery down that we just spoke about, where over 70 members of the Black Hebrews may be buried, or we know that there are some buried in this cemetery, but exactly how many, but there are over 70 members that no one knows where they are. they did not receive a proper burial wherever they are. And if they're down there, now we're hearing that the house is about to be built in that area, and the only holdup is that they got to resume these bodies. Now I'm thinking, oh my God, no talk about paying respect to those, because the video that me and Leah put together was to bring awareness that we need to correct this situation, which most of the saints didn't even know that the cemetery was right in their backyard. And when they found out that it was, and I know for a fact that several of our people are buried there because they were too large to just throw anywhere. These were adults. The 70 people that I'm talking about or more were not children. They were grown people. It was not that easy to throw away a grown person just anywhere. These people were most likely in that cemetery. Okay? And now he's, one of the members, I'm not calling any names, is saying that we're ready to go. We have bulldozers. We just need to clear the area off and find out where we're going to put these bodies. Now, I'm very disturbed by that. Very disturbed by that, and I'm saying this today because I think the saints need to start thinking, because these are the same people who said that it's forbidden for them to go into a cemetery. Now they're ready to build houses on top of graves, or they want to dig up bodies and find them and do what with them. You know, I haven't heard all the details what the plans are. Are they about to have a new cemetery? I haven't heard any talk about we're getting ready to get all of these members proper burials. I haven't heard any talk about that. I just only heard that we're just about to get these houses about to go down, and what are we going to do with these bodies? I'm just saying this today so that people can start thinking, because personally, I don't believe that they're about to get any houses. I don't believe that anybody in their right mind would be excited about having a community built on top of a cemetery.
Well, it just sounds to me like a lot of things that are happening are being done in the dark. You know, and saints are just hearing rumors and they're not really giving any real information. Okay, now, has there been any kind of meeting, to your knowledge, that was called to say, okay, this is the exact area, these are the blueprints, this is what you'll be getting, this is the mortgage you'll be paying, all of the things that would normally take place if you were going to purchase a home?
Well, when things are going on properly, you hear about it.
You're right.
It's a very close community. Dimona is small. And no talk about blueprints, and no talk about the area being agreed upon. You know, no talk about people knowing exactly where these houses are going to be built. You know, it's just got out.
So people have given this money and they still don't have those details.
They still don't have those details. Now I'm hearing that they are going to the area in Dimona,
which is the
City Hall in Dimona, to sign for these houses. And that's the update. That you go to the area, you sign for the houses. I haven't spoken to anyone who said that they actually saw a blueprint, or they actually was told exactly how many rooms they'll be receiving. You know, normal things that you do when you decide you're going to buy a home that's not even built yet. You know, they usually set up an office and you can come in and they'll show you all the fine details. And you begin the room, you can choose to live here, and this what your mortgage would be, and to assure that you can actually make these payments.
Now, what about people that might be sort of undecided? People that might say, well, I don't know, you know, maybe I might want to do it and maybe I don't. What about, do you have any? My
recommendations to anyone looking at this thing and listening to this thing is to ask for more information, ask for more information, definitely. And personally, I would hate to advise anyone because my advice would definitely be don't go near it. Do not trust it. Do not trust it. But like I said, that's me. And I can't choose for you, but I would not trust it.
Well, I'd just like to say that this is a proposal or an idea that has been talked about for over 40 years. And even with all of the monies that, when times were bountiful and money was in abundance, we never tackled that problem or really dealt with it. There was never any actual proof or manifestation of housing. We've been here all this time, and most of the people in the community are living in subsidized housing, or they're still living on the compound, which is filled with asbestos, terribly overcrowded. There's just ramshackle homes that they're living in, so there's never been proper housing. And that particular compound was actually an absorption center that was abandoned. So it's like building on top of something that was ramshackle to begin with. Now they're talking about building another community on top of a gravesite. So in my opinion, it's all just nonsense. So anyone with any type of common sense would steer clear of it. But that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, and we can go on with this housing project, but I would rather not. You got to just. It's sad. It's really sad. It's really sad. The time that has been wasted, the money that has been stolen and wasted, and still people go on trusting in a system and a process that has only failed us. It's sad.
It's true.
And that's the update on housing. And another update that we wanted to talk about a little bit is Ben Ami. He's returned from the hospital. And there are rumors again. Everything is not being told to the saints exactly what is going on with Ben Ami. We are hearing that he's doing fine, and we are also hearing that he is terminally ill. Even though he's home now, he's still not out of the woods and terminally ill. That's the word out on Ben Ami.
Okay. Any other update you wanted to bring?
Definitely. Right now, understanding the situation in the community today, lots of people are finally waking up to realize that they are responsible for their selves and their families, and they must wake up and start to think again. We've been taught to follow and to just be obedient to a plan that was not our own. And now that we have to plan and be responsible for our well-being, whether it to be where you're going to live, what you're going to take care, how you're going to take care of yourself, that the big hocus pocus miracle that we all waited on, that we would one day receive all of these blessings and everything would flourish and we would be in positions to save the world, and all of the fantasies and lies that was told, realizing that now 47 years later that you have to get up and be responsible. That's not easy when we've been saturated in fear. And the last person you're to trust is yourself. and for dare to think and dare to be responsible for your actions and what's going on in your life today. We've always been able to put the blame on one man who's become so ill that now people are seeing if he does not recover and keep this myth going. Lots of people have left that. Lots of people have returned to America, to London, to Africa, to Bermuda, and went back home. But a lot of us are here. A lot of us left America in 1967. A lot of us left America in the early 70s and 80s. And we don't really have a home in America anymore, even though we're citizens of America. But as far as to go back, a lot of us are too afraid and don't really know what that would be like. A lot of the young people are exploring that. But a lot of the older people are saying to go backwards, to go back to America would be to go backwards. And it's not so for everyone, but it's so for some people. You know, what should you be doing today if you're one of the ones who's now awake and knows that you are responsible for your future? You don't need to try to make quick decisions. You need to take your time. You need to be very careful because what you have experienced has not been normal, and it's not easy to just break out of it. You're going to have to take one step at a time toward realizing first who you are and what has happened to you before you can just begin shedding the fear and peeling the myth away and walking into the real life and what's really real, so that it don't shock the system. You know, this is a process. Understand that this is a process. Don't beat yourself up. You know, we were all very disappointed. Very disappointed. And I was singing louder and harder and stronger and putting it to the test just like you all were. And I mean, everyone know me. I was what they would call a zealot. And I had friends that walked away from me 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and they said, Zipporah, we didn't even tell you because we knew it would be a waste. You know, but today, you know, I don't feel bad that I was left here because a lot of those who walked away then haven't done the work. I visited a lot of them. They haven't done the work that I've done. And I'm not bragging. I'm just talking about when you do things right and you see it through, you can shed it better. Because a lot of people left here with still seeing this as a successful project. It just didn't fit them. And it's never been successful. You know, I mean, still no homes, still no one owned their home. And if you do, you have one or two. Still no businesses, still not rooted in this country. The majority of the community is still not Israelis. Israelis meaning that you have citizenship in Israel. There are those that do. But the process is still moving very slow. So with that, I would like to say, take your time. And there, I'm always, everyone know where I live, and now you can reach me. I'm opening my self to help anyone that's trying to sort their life, you know, and get back on track. I've done a lot of research and work on how to begin sorting your life and not being judgmental to anyone, but to take it back with pride and grace and to move forward. It's lots of information out there today, and just to direct you to the information, the internet is awesome for directing people through their lives. You can do it privately or you can do it one-on-one with someone. And those things are available to you. You just have to reach out.
Now, what I wanted to do, were you had something else to say?
Well, we're reaching out, Sarai, in Dimona we have a place called Lahi Shai, but it's also for men. And you can check in down there and you can get help. You can come and you can see me and you can, I can give you direction on where you can go and how you can begin your personal journey. This journey is not the same for everyone. This journey is a personal one, and because we are not all thinking alike, we've never all thought alike. We are all not. We were all made slaves in a way, but not all in the same way. It's strange. It's because I might have always believed in miracles. You might have never believed in miracles. I might have decided I was going to be broke and wait on the blessings, and some other saint might not have never gave their money or knew that they was going to make it without it. So you cannot judge one another and say it's all the same. No, it's all different for each person, and everyone needs to take their own personal journey into getting back into their shoes and learning who they are and what their job is and what they have to do to fix their life.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right. What I wanted to do, I didn't want to make the video too long, but I wanted to respond to a brother that sent me a letter. He said he had sent the same email out to some other brothers in the community, and I'm just guessing that he didn't get a response, so I'd like to respond now. I was going to read the whole letter, but I'm not going to do that now. I'll just kind of recap it and say that he was very, very brokenhearted about the situation that was taking place in Dimona within the community, with so much pedophilia and so much class distinction, you know, and it's like if you are not part of this family or a friend of enemy or whatever, you know, and all of these social ills within the community, he was very, very disappointed by. And he said that he's hearing a lot of rumors from people that have been part of the community for 30 years or more, and he was saying that these are not allegations, but they are being confirmed. So I'm happy to say that a lot of the information that you have been receiving through these videos is able to be confirmed by members that have left or have been put out. Okay, and now what I wanted to say was basically when you look at situations like this, Aki or my brother, just know that these things that are taking place in our community, they're taking place across the globe. You know, when I look out, I see people that are suffering the same types of tragic circumstances, even within the Jewish community. You know, the Haredim, you know, the Arab women that I see walking around every day, the conscious communities in America and Africa. These are not just isolated incidents. They're happening worldwide, and so my heart goes out to everyone. But what do we do in situations like this? You know, when we see this, do we just give up support with it?
No, absolutely not. I mean, when I think about it, I have to laugh. I remember my mom in 1967 who told us how this would end, and the fact that she was there, and we took this journey, and she knew that it would never go. So, you know, it was it's a beginning, and it's new to me, but it's old to some people.
So it's all about taking personal responsibility, you know, because
we chose it.
Right, no matter where you are, you're going to have situations that arise. So it's not isolated, it is everywhere, and you have to take the kingdom. You have to take whatever it is that you know to be right and live that. So yes, these things are going on, but that is the only solution, is for you to make a personal decision in your heart and your mind and in your heart, in your soul, and in your everyday activities, that you are going to correct those things, and no one else can do that for you. So also in your email, you mentioned that there were some people that had come in. There were members of the community, and you wanted to know were they still alive. A lot of people are asking that question to me. Unfortunately, let me just say this. When people come into the community, they automatically are told you have to have your name changed, and that's for a number of reasons. One of the main reasons is, and I don't want to go too far here because I'm trying not to make the video too long, but one of the main reasons is they don't want your family members to be able to trace you here. There's a lot of different reasons, and they want you to be disconnected from even that name. There's a lot of reasoning behind why a person would change their name coming here. So I won't be able to give you information if you're telling me somebody's American name or African name or whatever, because their names have been changed. But the specific family members or friends that you were talking about, Sephora is able to give you an update on that. The sister Leora and brother Yitzchak, she can give you an update on that. So
I remember Leora, and she was here, and she was married to a Jamaican brother, and then she was a Jamaican something about. So I said, oh, I do know that couple. Mm-hmm. And they were a very close friend of mine, and they're out. They are gone back to America, and they were able to
reestablish themselves
and even stay together.
So that's
the last that I
great
they saved the marriage. She was here. She had 3 children. Mm-hmm. He was not here with her. I advised her back then that this was permanent. This is not nothing temporarily. When these families are separated like this, it can go on for years, and you're always told that, he's allowed to get another wife. You would just be here single. Mm-hmm. These children may not ever see their father until they're 16, 17, 18, who knows. So I advised her, and she took the advice, and she returned to America and reestablished her family and saved her marriage. And
so that is one good and happy ending. You don't know today what their situation is, but at least we know that they have not fallen off the planet Earth, and that
that they did survive this portion, and they did recover in America, and last I heard they were doing well.
Okay. So that's going to end our little update, and keep those cards and letters coming, folks, and we'll continue to give updates on the community. Did you want to say anything else in closing, support?
I would like to say something else, because it's just so much to be said. It's just, oh my God, Amy Lee. It's so much to be said, and I would like to take this opportunity to just say something that maybe it didn't make it help, and maybe not, I don't know, but just to say that the Saints really need to, in this season and seasons to come, the main thing they need to know is all of the judging one another has to stop. Judging, see, the community became a community of judges. You judged your children all day, you judged yourself all day, you was giving millions of rules to keep, and no one was able to keep all of these rules, so everyone took on guilt, and it was hiding and sneaking and lying and judging and You know, and it became so hide and go seek game is if you didn't see it, it is not true, and it's just all of that. That people need to relax, and they need to actually give themselves the permission to err, to make mistakes, to make bad choices, and because that's the only way you can learn anything is to try something, and when you realize it's not working for you, you can change it. God doesn't judge us. We judge ourselves.
Yeah.
God doesn't judge us. We judge ourselves. And judgment is in the earth. You know, judgment is like this. Your guilt can destroy you. Your knowing that you're entitled to make a mistake could save your life. You know, but your guilt can destroy you. So free yourselves from the guilt. Don't let people judge you. See what it is you want to do. Think about who you are, and embrace this journey. You know, paradise was put here for you to explore and to choose and to try things out. It's no way to perfect anything without messing up, without making mistakes, because that's the only way you're going to find out what it is you really want. You're going to have to try things. You're going to have to try something. I would have never learned that I didn't want to be a part of a kingdom and a cult, and I will need a Messiah. Had I not tried it, I tried it. It didn't work. You know, I'm not looking for another Messiah. I'm not looking for another community. You know, I'm not saying that it's not good to be a part of a community, because there are wonderful communities around the world.
Right.
You know, but right today, I'm not looking for another community, even though communal living can be such a blast. And we even experienced a lot of those blasts, and we blast out. You know, we partied and laughed and went to sleep partying and laughing, and realized later on that we should have been woke and alert and paying attention. But nevertheless, stop the judging and allow yourself to feel again. Give yourself permission to feel. You're entitled.
Okay. All right. So with that, everybody, we just want to say we love you. Take care, and peace out.